questions are getting lined up over there.
Let's open up the vault.
Yeah, so first top secret is the...
What is it? It's the Cutie Pico. No, it's the Cutie Pie RP 2040. Boy, it was like I couldn't fit this in single-sided, of course. It just there's no way to fit it. But I did fit it in a double-sided board. The RP 2040 in flash and crystal on the bottom, and on the top, USB-C. 2 buttons, because it needs one for bootloading and one for resetting. Stomach QT connector, and all the pads you expect. It's castellated, even though I don't know how much sense that makes. But I want to stay consistent. I guess you could cut a hole in your PCB and you could still, mount it somehow. The castellations don't show up in this rendering, but I think that could be cool. One thing I did is the stomach QT connector is a separate I2C port than the one that's broken out. So you actually get 10 pins, 12 pins, not 10. So bonus 2 pins.
All right, next up.
Next up, this is just a weird idea. People are like, oh, the Raspberry Pi is like the Pico. It's kind of the same size as the Zero. And I'm like, well, what happens if I just put the Pico on a Zero, right? So it can maybe use shields, or it could use Raspberry Pi bonnets and hats and stuff. So I kind of routed all the pins around. And I think it might work. There's not a lot of space left over, and I had to get rid of one mounting hole. But there's a battery charger on there and a stomach QT, and the Pico itself just gets soldered directly on. And I thought it'd be cool to try to do selective surface mount soldering because it comes castellated.
All right, and then this was a
bonus.
Yeah, this was the
freebie
Pico Zero schematic, and then this was something else you were working on.
Oh no! So those two things, this and the previous thing,
yeah.
That's the Feather RP 2040. So people were like, they wanted to get started with this chip, and they're like, well, I don't have one. So I said, hey, here's a design that I know works. It's the Feather. This is now the revision B. It's all tested.
And is this the schematic that you released with that?
Oh no, sorry, that is the Zero.
Yeah, so
I can barely see this font.
No, I know. I put this and this in the same folder, and then this is the latest top
secret.
Sorry. Yeah.
You know what? All the schematics look the same now. So, sorry, this is the Feather. So the Feather we're going to release, but I also published the board files and schematic up on GitHub. Just search for RP 2040 in our GitHub repo. And you can make the Feather if you want. You can get chips, but I thought this would be a work point for people making their own designs. You can import this into KiCad. You can use an EagleCAD as is. Take away everything you don't want, keep the basics, and then design your own board off of it.
All right, and that's top secret.
Back in the vault with you.